morning guys, welcome back to my Sunday diaries. My name's Emma, these are my Sunday diaries, and this week's vlog is going to be very autumnal. So if you're looking for lots of pumpkin recipes, Halloween-y things, autumnal vibes, this is the vlog for you. Going to be cooking with my Jack Be Littles. I've also picked up this little pumpkin from the supermarket to cook with. So we've got lots of pumpkin recipes, like I said, and that is exactly what we're going to start with today. I found this recipe on the Ocado website, but it's also in their magazine. It is pumpkin maple syrup and pecan muffins. It makes 24, which is quite a lot, so I really hope that I like these. Otherwise I'm going to be left with a lot of cakes, but it looks like a really good recipe, and I get to use this, a tin of pumpkin. I have never ever baked with a tin of pumpkin before. I think this is quite American because they have like pumpkin pies and stuff, but in the UK, if you are watching from America, we don't really use this stuff. So there's actually a recipe for American pumpkin pie on the back of the tin, but we're going to use it for the muffins, and I'm really excited to see how it goes and what it looks like and what it smells like and all the rest of it. So let's get baking. So in here is 450 grams of plain flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, and then we've got some cinnamon, nutmeg and ground ginger in here. But I will leave the recipe below because this is going to be a little bit of a complicated one. So that's in here. Okay, pumpkin in here, 4 eggs. These look and smell amazing. It's the next day and I have got some exciting news to share with you, just below where you're sitting. I had almost completely given up on these, but the basil and the coriander have both started to germinate at last. So now we're just waiting on the chives. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to happen and I'm so happy. Looks like we're going to get coriander and basil, which is great. So maybe it just takes a really long time to germinate. I don't know. Maybe it hasn't been warm enough actually on my on the window, because the window isn't exactly the best kind of sealed window. Anyway, enough of my crappy house. Gonna do lots of cooking today with the pumpkins. A lot of you want to know how to cook. Oh, we're gonna do a savoury Jack Be Little, so a stuffed Jack Be Little, mushrooms, bacon, rice, things like that. I'm gonna stuff it. I'm gonna show you how I cook it. It's delicious. And we're gonna end with a pumpkin curry later on in the week. So this is very exciting. It's a very pumpkin-y vlog. And yeah, let's go out and get some ingredients. required. So we're going to cook with our Jacoby Little Pumpkin today. I'm going to make the savoury dish first. You can see that this one's been a little bit munched, but it doesn't matter because we're not eating the top bit. Top bit will come off. So it's a really nice savoury dish. Let's get started. Right, very first thing we'll do is stick it in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius until it's nice and soft. Okay, so here I've got some mushrooms, a couple of cloves of garlic and some bacon. You don't have to use bacon if you don't want to. And we're going to chop all of this up. Creme fraiche and some parsley. Seasoning. Okay, that's been in there for about 15 minutes. Now we'll take off the top. Okay, we'll save these seeds for roasting later. Strain our mixture in. And sprinkle on some cheese. And then we'll pop it under the grill. There we are, stuffed Jacoby Little Pumpkin. Look at that, that's on my Instagram. That is all set up like Halloween. Oh my goodness, delicious. Right, I'm just sowing some sweet peas and I'm going to overwinter them in my greenhouse at home. I want loads of sweet peas next year in my home garden because I love picking them. They smell gorgeous, though not all of them smell. So if you do want the smelly ones, make sure you choose a smelly variety. It should say it. Should say it on the pack somewhere, whether they smell or not. But also, I want them in my garden because when you pick them, they don't last very long in a vase. So the more I can grow right outside my house, the more I have to pick, and then I can put them straight into the jar and I can sort of keep picking them. Whereas at the allotment plot, I like to leave them because the pollinators love them. I love how they look at the allotment, and actually, by the time I get them home, they're kind of starting to wilt already. So the more I've got at home, the better. I've got a whole heap of different varieties and I'm just going to sow them into some toilet tubes. This is just a really easy way of sowing your sweet peas, and the thing with sweet peas is that they have really long roots, and if you grow them into a toilet roll tube like this, you can pick the whole tube up and plant it into the ground, and that's what I did last year in my home garden, and they all grew really well. And it means you don't disturb the roots basically by doing that. The toilet roll tube will disintegrate in the ground, and it just grows straight into the ground, so no pricking out required. I'm just doing one, or should I do two actually? I'm going to try and do 2 seeds per tube. I don't have quite enough of this variety, but a few of them will have 2, a lot of them will have 1. We'll just take our chances and see if they grow. like the garden really does need just like a really big kind of clean up. So what I'm going to do is come out tomorrow, put my headphones in and just get to work and just clean up the garden, get it all ready for the autumn winter, move some of the shrubs about and things, and yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we'll see you then. So I've mainly been taking out all of the old summer crops and just basically trying to clear the space, and then I decided to edge this border. I think just edging a border, especially if it like backs onto grass basically, just instantly makes the garden look neater and more put together. But I'm not sure if I will be keeping this border at all. I really just don't know what my plans are for the garden yet. It does, however, look a lot better now it's been edged. So if you are in any doubt of your garden and feeling like it's just looking really messy, just edge your grass borders and it instantly makes you feel better. Anyway, it was really good and helpful just to get all of this cleared, and I can't wait to share more of my garden with you over the next few months, so stay tuned for that. While I was doing that, a very exciting delivery arrived, which is my proof kind of author copy of my new allotment planner. It will be out now. It will be out now, so there'll be a link below in the description and you can go and buy my allotment planner 2026. This is an author copy, so yours won't have that line through it. But this is just for me to proofread. It is advertised as an allotment planner, but it would be great for a garden planner as well. I just put allotment because it's sort of my thing, isn't it? Emma's allotment diaries, so. But it would work for a garden just as well. I'll show you a little bit inside. This is the new front cover. I always work really hard on the front covers to make them quite pretty and exciting. Your 2026 planner, so we've got some allotment goals that you can set yourself. We've got lots of squared paper for designing and planning your allotment plot. The famous seed pages are back, so seeds you already have. You can tick whether you have a full pack or a running low, and that's just a really good way of staying organised with all your seeds. Seeds to buy this year, seeds that you're going to sow each month. You can just sort of jot it down so you know where you are in the year. And then each month follows this pattern. So we've got a little bit of information about the month. This is just me rambling, basically saying what I'm up to in my allotment or in my garden, just something to reflect on at the beginning of the month really. Then we've got the calendar. Then we've got some suggested jobs for January, and I've left space here for you to write your own in as well. And then we've got sowing and growing in January. This is new, so things you can sow indoors, things you can sow directly outdoors, and this is the same for every month I've done this. And then we've got the seeds to sow in January and your note pages. There we go, and each month kind of follows this sort of design. There we go, a few little added sneaky pictures in there. And then the very exciting thing that I've put in this year, recipes. So a lot of you have asked me to put in some recipes this year. So there's just a few. There's just a few little recipes. All of these I've shown on these vlogs. So if you liked, these are sort of the most popular ones really. So if you've liked any of my recipes this year, they are all in the back of this planner. There's only a few in there. Just testing the waters with the recipes because I'm not like a professional. But that is, my friends, the Allotment Planner 2026, available to buy now. So go and grab one. It's a great Christmas present and hopefully keeps you super organised. Right, I am going to, the last thing I wanted to make in this vlog was a pumpkin curry. Unfortunately, the sun's decided to disappear and my kitchen is so dark. This is very typical of a Victorian terrace kitchen where clearly the Victorians did not value light at all. I've also got the dryer on, so I'm drying all my sheets, my bed sheets, so that's just great, isn't it? But, you know, it wouldn't be my vlog if it wasn't a little bit chaotic at some point. So we're going to make a pumpkin curry. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to make it now and then leave it on the side and it will keep until dinner time. We can have it any time then. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to go for it, okay? Hopefully the dryer is not too distracting. We've got this lovely pumpkin that we've got from M&S. Because my Jack B. Littles were just too small this year and I didn't manage to grow a big pumpkin, which is such a shame. I'm also going to add some sweet potato with this as well, just to chunk it up a little bit, chunk up the curry. Right, the first thing to do will be to chop this up and roast it in the oven, so let's do that. Lots of different spices to this while it's cooking, and then vegetable stock as well. So garam masala, sprinkle of that, ground cumin, turmeric. I realise none of this is going in focus. Right, turmeric, the most important one in my opinion. It's got that lovely orangey colour. A little bit of curry powder, mango chutney. This is the secret ingredient to my curry, mango chutney. It goes in the actual curry. So a lot of people just have it on the side. I whack it in. Give that a mix. Vegetable stock, 300 mils. Okay, now we'll add back in all of our pumpkin and sweet potato. Let that simmer just for a little bit to infuse all the flavours. Let's whack in some kale as well. But you could use spinach, you could use a different type of kale, you could just whack in a load of coriander. I don't have any coriander unfortunately, but that would be absolutely perfect. Final ingredient, double cream. You could also use coconut cream if you prefer. And that, my friends, is my pumpkin curry, and I'll show you it when I serve it a bit later. My friends, is my Sunday diary for this week, so I really hope you've enjoyed watching. Don't forget to go and grab one of my Allotment planners. It'll be linked below in the description, so you can go and pick one up for yourself, for a friend, for a Christmas present, whatever. I hope you've enjoyed watching this week. Next week we will be doing lots more gardening, some home cooking. I'm going to make some chutney because I've just got rid of all my tomato plants at the allotment, so I've got a big bag of tomatoes and we're going to make some tomato chutney. I'm very excited for that. So join me again next Sunday for my Sunday home diaries. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.